Hello everyone, Jerry Cherry Pie here. Today I have the FN P90. The MSRP on this is about $2,000. Let's see what you get for the money. So the reason why I say the MSRP is 2,000 and FN lists it at 1950 on their website is because they give you a 10 or a 30 round magazine, and you really need a 50 round for this gun. And the 50 rounders are about $50, so 1950 plus 50 makes 2,000. This is a very, very special gun. A lot of people who aren't into guns, they see this in the movies and games, and they know the silhouette. They don't know what the gun is. They don't know the whole purpose of the gun, but you see this gun, and it looks like some space-age monstrosity. So a little backstory of the 5.7. In the 80s, NATO was like, hey, we need some guns that are small but can pierce body armor, because people can be using it in like anti-terrorist type situations in small quarters and clearing rooms. You don't need a long-range weapon to do that. So they put out a word, and HK came out with the MP7, and FN was working on a rifle already, or a gun. So then they finished up and they introduced it in 1990, hence the P90. P is the model, 90 for year. So the 5.7 caliber is almost like a 9mm. It's a very, very small round. It's very thin casing, so the casing is almost as wide as the actual bullet itself. So you can stack a lot, so you can get 50 in a really long magazine, and they're very fast, so they pierce body armor in close range combat. The official one that the military uses and law enforcement and all that is they got a short barrel cuts off like right there, and they're fully automatic. This one right here is semi-auto. That's what the PS stands for. The S is for semi-auto, PS90. And you get a 16.04 inch, to be exact, barrel to make it legal for rifle requirements for civilian use. You do have an integrated muzzle brake to help reduce recoil, which for a 5.7 caliber, there's really not much. This whole entire gun is ambidextrous, so you get you get a safety selector on the bottom that has a little cutout. It's like kind of like a moon cutout, and it's got the same little cutout on both sides, so you can easily actuate it. If I can get the camera to focus in, it's real hard. So ambidextrous safety, ambidextrous charging handles. You got one on this side, one on this side. You push this little knob and just pull the whole thing back. Which, funny enough, if you play Counter-Strike, in Counter-Strike, the reload animation for this is the guys will take their thumb and they'll just grab it and push it back with their thumb, and then reload it. There's no way you're pushing that with your thumb. Like, you gotta put some effort into it. So, video games, you lied. But you got that ambidextrous magazine release. You got these two big knobs on each side, so you gotta push down to pull out the mag. It's a little tricky to reload. You're definitely not going to be doing speed reloads with this compared to like an AR platform, but you do get 50 round capacities versus your standard 30 in AR, so you get capacity wins. You do have a rail on top, so you can put your favorite red dots. This does have a sling attachment in one side only, not the other side, and it's like the whole entire metal is fused here, so there's no way to change it. So even those ambidextrous controls, you're only going to be able to hang a sling from one side. Trigger, it's a plasticky, but it's one pull piece. It's a huge, pretty piece that goes from all the way up here down there, and it's a straight pullback. The reason why straight pullback, with a curve, you kind of have that weird angle going, and with straight pullback, you can keep your steady your trigger finger. It's easier to pull back and you stay on target. It's also very big trigger, so tactical situations, guys wearing gloves, they can just pull the trigger easy. You have a pretty big hole for your thumb, and then a pretty big hole for your finger up front. Again, wearing gloves, you can easily fit your finger in there. The whole gun is curved, nice and smooth edges, so that when you're wearing it in a tactical situation with your vest, you don't want it to snag when you're bringing it up ready, so this way your clothes won't snag on anything sticking out. You just got a built-in front stop, so when you're shooting it, put your hand like this, and you don't have to worry about your finger going, oops, shot my finger. It's got built-in. Some people like to put their finger that way, then it gets it too hard, because then these two are fighting. So So proper way, put your thumb up front. Got a very, very small little hole for your rear little hole and the front dot there. Definitely not usable. I think in this combat situation, you need to get a red dot. And a lot of people don't know about it, but there's a little dust cover inside there. So when you push it down, there's your dust cover. When you cycle, it pops open. And that's it. Just a very unique gun for a very specific situation. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.